on out to the Convocation Center and support men's and women's basketball for the 2023-2024 season. The Vulcans are looking to put the PSAC on notice this year after both teams are picked towards the top of the preseason conference rankings. There will be 13 men's games and 16 women's games at home. Follow calvulcans.com for any update. All games will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC network.
Come out, our team's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good players. I think we play the game the right way, very up-tempo. I think we're going to be able to score some points. I think our defense is going to be great. Our guys have great energy.
Come to our games. I think once you get here, you'll really like what you see. I think it's exciting. These players put in a ton of time, a ton of effort to put out a good product on the floor. And like I said, I think it's super exciting, and you really want to come back.
More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in the league's 23 championship sports. 18 member campuses, educating more than 110,000 students, with an alumni base that tops the 1 million mark. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, making the PSAC proud.
and gentlemen, under the guise of a crisp Halloween Avenue evening, the California Vulcans in white host the IUP Crimson Hawks in black. The hosts battle for their first win in a month and a half, with the Vulcans no longer reality for the Vulcans. With the playoffs no longer reality for the Vulcans, the players in white can become the ultimate home wreckers tonight by clipping the playoff wings of the Crimson Hawks. The Goliaths of Mercyhurst, Gannon, and Slippery Rock have already stamped their playoff tickets, leaving one last spot for the rest to scrum for. With only 4 points separating the 4th place Seton Hill Griffins from the 8th place Clarion Golden Eagles, the scrum boils with opportunity. The visiting Hawks perch at 6th place, 5 points from 4th. The IUP Crimson Hawks must win here tonight, then beat the juggernaut of the 12-2 Gannon Golden Knights in Erie on Friday to make the playoffs. However, a tie or loss this evening hurls the visitors out of playoff contention. Simply put, tonight is a must-win for the Crimson Hawks. Next to me this evening sits the always diligent Andrew White. This is the second time I've had the pleasure of working with my fellow senior. Andrew, who should we be paying attention to tonight?
Thank you, Owen. I appreciate it. Happy to be here tonight. From the Cal side, I think we needed to keep an eye on Lorena Romes. She scored the last goal of the Vulcans 2 games ago against Clarion in their 2-1 loss. And then on the IUP side, number 2, Hannah Scardina. She's a senior, and she's had a pretty dominant career for IUP as she leads the team in goals this year with 9.
Yeah, you were just telling me right before game that number 2, Hannah Scardina, has been named in the PSAC West first team both in 2021 and in 2022, looking to three-peat again this year in 2023.
I would say she has a pretty good chance of doing that. She's had a remarkable career or season with 20 points on the year. She's pretty good at passing the ball, and then once she's in the box, she's dangerous with that foot.
And she's the one standing over the ball to begin the game today. I just wanted to make sure my mic was working there because it sounds awful scratchy to me in my headphones. All right, kicking off the game is Hannah Scardina, number 2 for the Crimson Hawks. They boot it forward, and Isabella DeBaclapio brings it down. Okay. Sorry, my mic just sounds really weird right now. All right, it's a crazy scrum in the middle of the field here as both teams try to possess the ball and bring it down to their feet. Okay, this is just really weird. Okay, I'm just going to keep talking because I can hear myself, and that's all that matters. Okay, so the Crimson Hawks win a free kick here on the right side, on the left side of the field. I just gotta keep going.
Mental notes, just in case there's a goal or something.
Yeah. No. Importance. Time. Number. Events.
Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. We're sorry for those technical difficulties. Our announcers will be back here in about 20 seconds. Thank you very much.
All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you there, and we appreciate your patience over the technical difficulties. Gary Smith, our producer, has done an excellent job getting us up and running again here for this evening. Hopefully, the problem shooting is now over for the evening, but if it is not, then we will for sure let you know before the wave hits the beach. Okay. Here's the Crimson Hawks trying to maintain some control of the game. They've done an excellent job so far for the first 5 or 6-ish minutes here. Hannah Scardina, number 2, has already whipped in a pretty mean shot that Emily Ouimet, our star goalkeeper, did not need to make a save for. But regardless, the Crimson Hawks have done an excellent job maintaining possession here and trapping the Vulcans deep within their own defensive half. All right, here's Emily de Glopper. They are playing as right back, rotating it around to Romais, who finds Katie Burns, who looks outside to Kaylin Thomas. Kaylin Thomas takes off. She rotates around, and the ever-hungry number 31 here on IUP.
That is Taylor Serrano.
Taylor Serrano picks the pocket of the freshman Kaylin Thomas. Actually, no, she picked the pocket of Katie Burns, number 30. My bad there. All right, Lorena Romais heads it out of play for a Crimson Hawk throw-in here down on the right flank, and the Crimson Hawk continue their ever-progressive march forward towards the Vulcan goal. Again, junior Ashley Venenzia leads down the line. She's quite tenacious. She never gives up on any ball, as you can see here. Pre-game, she had her beats on and looked like she was in the game zone and ready to play ball. In a roundabout way, this is indeed a playoff game for the Vulcans here.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the record, this Vulcans team's looking to finish out the season strong. They want to kind of give their seniors a good ride out, regardless of their record, like I said, and the best way to do that is to try to spoil the hopes of the IUP Crimson Hawks here tonight.
Absolutely. Wow, great turn by their freshman Ella Cazzetto there to break the press of the Crimson Hawks. Again, you see these moments of brilliance from both sides here, whether they're the Vulcans and or the Crimson Hawks. But regardless of their record, the Vulcans, without a doubt in my eyes, possess an immense amount of talent. Again, here's number 20 on number 21 for the Crimson Hawks, controlling the ball, surveying, trying to find that pass that breaks down the defensive press of the Vulcans. Here's Bella Coberto, number 11, pressing down on the back line, breathing down their neck against the Crimson Hawks. Slowly, they continue their march forward, and they're showing why they're in playoff contention by maintaining control of the ball here. Pass by pass, vision by vision, and eventually every team will break down. Katie Burns does a great job to at least slow down the progression. And it's cleared out of play for Kaylin Thomas, the left back.
The team's doing a pretty good job of kind of maintaining the middle part of this field and really just giving their best efforts on the opposite side of the ball to get it towards their offensive goal.
Slowly but surely here, the Vulcans maintain their defensive astuteness. I just got to keep talking. Here's number 36. Great job by Maya Hackinson tracking back there from her left flank. And out comes Emily Ouimet to collect the ball. Well done, Vulcans. Again, a tie here is a victory for the Vulcans. This is all you want. At this stage in the season, every tie, every victory, even every loss is an education, is an opportunity to learn from previous mistakes and right future ones. Again, they try to find that ball forward, and again, it's to no avail. Again, you see the heart of
Switch me up again. You good?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, holy smokes, that's a lot better. Thank you, Gary. Hopefully this maintains power and stays on the air. But either way, regardless, we're having a blast up here in the booth, staying warm. How you feeling, Andrew? You staying warm up here too?
Oh, I'm staying more than warm, especially with how much, we gotta move around up here, which feels nice. A lot of the time we're sitting still and getting a move on. That was a nice play there by 31.
Yeah, Warren tries to find Scardini out here on the flank screen. He sends him across, and Emily Ouimet risked life and limb to come out and collect the ball off of that cross. Well done, Ouimet. Those are the finite moments that either result in the game resulting in a tie or a victory for the Vulcans here.
Yeah, soccer is such a game of inches that, one goal there can change the whole dynamic of the game. The Vulcans have been a team that they've really struggled to get going on the offensive side of the ball, so, any kind of deficit that they're going to face is going to be a big one in their eyes.
Indeed. I believe their goal total so far this season is still in the single digits, which is in large part made it quite difficult for them, obviously, to win a game, but also even just to tie a game this season. It's been a challenge for the Vulcans, because I do think defensively they're a strong team with a lot of heart. You'll see that every time you watch them play, whether you're in the booth here or in the stands or on a live stream. They never give up in a game, no matter the size of Goliath. And again, here's the middle of the field here. Freshman Ella Caseta, who's done an excellent job filling in at multiple positions this year, whether it's been center back, defensive mid, or even just a regular free-flowing box-to-box midfielder. Number 20 here on the Vulcans has done an excellent job. Here to Glopper on the right flank, finding a pass to Maya Hacketson, the freshman from Sweden. Maya Hacketson surveys the field, finds the ball in the middle of the pitch, and Ella Caseta tries to find a back pass to Glopper here. Andrew, how is your mic feeling?
Not the best right now, but back to your point on them being in the single digits in goal scoring. They are at 9 right now, so a goal here tonight would get them 10. So they're actually sitting at the same number of goals that Hannah Scardina on the opposite side has this season.
That's genuinely crazy if you think about it. Hannah Scardina has had an immaculate career, and let alone a season so far in 2023.
Lock yours down. Well, you can just grab now, it'll be easier that way. That way we just shouldn't have to switch off anything. Alright, it's gonna be a weird cut, but go for it. Slowly go to 2, Lily, and slowly zoom out the game shot too.
Look at start! Look at start! Hey, switch it! Switch it! Get out there and shovel my drive. Still got you there.
Good passes, Vulcan. Well done.
Look out! Yeah!
Good turn, Reagan. Well done.
Hey, get up! Hey, good ball!
Good job. Yeah, Maria! Good ball! Well done!
Really quick, he's wide open. Hey, quick, yeah. Quicker. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, Bella! Yeah! Well done, Vulcan! Woo!
Everything's out!
Go Hawks! Good job, Caleb. Well done. Good pass. Well done, Vulcan. Good job, Caleb. Nice. Good job, Bella. Good fight. It is. It feels like house. Down there! Good fight! Good stuff! Well done! Well done, good fight. Good! Hey! Well done, Vulcan! Good fucking passing! Yeah! Good job! That's Vulcan! Well done! bit of time. A little bit of time.
Come on! Take your time!
Decisions on the ball.
Good look, good look, good look. Good stuff. He's not going to pass you. Good stuff. Keep playing, keep playing. Doesn't matter tomorrow. Doesn't matter tomorrow. Time, time, good shot. Well done, Vulcan. Back, you got back. That's it. Right, you're good. Keep pushing. Back on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today at this fine Halloween evening here at the Phillipsburg facility. All right, we just got the okay from our graphics / producer, Lily in the booth. Okay, and now Andrew White and I are officially back on. I had the pleasure of being out in the stands during that intermission, and the Vulcans are holding their own against the ever-pressing Crimson Hawks. Some amazing European-style possession here by the Vulcans in the last 10-ish minutes, and hopefully they can maintain it going forward. But since joining you in the booth, the Vulcans have given up some ground, and now they're facing a free kick here by the Crimson Hawks right at the edge of the penalty box. Ladies and gentlemen, next to me tonight is Andrew White. Andrew, how was the intermission for you?
Pretty good. It's staying warm up here in the booth, getting to watch some good soccer. I got a couple names that I'm looking out to watch in the second half. I'm going to let this free kick go and see if we get anything out of it first.
All right.
But definitely got some people to dive into here.
All right, standing over the ball for the Crimson Hawks is number 8, Addie Myers, a midfielder freshman out of Wadsworth, Ohio. The ball comes into the box. We're checking some mic levels here. We must move forward, and it's headed out of bounds by the Vulcans. Well defended there by the home team. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are hopefully back and up and running at our fullest, at least for the time being. Andrew, the intermission went well for you. That's good to hear. The stands are quite cold on our booties, but we had a blast sitting out there and getting front row seats to a wonderful PSAC West Conference game here. Great defending. Hopefully no foul. The ref didn't see it, which is going to move forward. And Reagan Bromley, forever pressing, ever diligent, maintains her position as a defensive midfielder in the middle there. Oh, keep going. Okay. Emily Rumek comes out and collects the ball. She surveys the field, and she has a little bit of time to tell her team to decompress and take a quick breather. All right, Andrew, Any players in particular you want to identify here as we head into the last 10 minutes of the first half?
So throughout that intermission that we weren't really present in the broadcast booth here, Ashley Venzia from the Vulcans, she's actually been doing a fantastic job over the ball, been able to kind of on the close side here, closer to us. She's done a good job getting it onto their side of the field and being able to kind of slow down IUP.
Yeah, Ashley Venenzia's story is actually kind of astounding in terms of lineage here at Cal U. Her dad played baseball here in the 90s and I believe also late 80s, early 90s, late 80s. He was then eventually drafted by our local MLB team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and played for their minor league teams for 2 years until, I believe, eventually retiring. Then her older brother played here in the late, I think 2018 to 2022 maybe, or 20 or 21, played here on the baseball team. So her lineage, the Venenzia name, is quite strong here at Cal U. And she's done a miraculous job here. As number 7 on the Crimson Hawks surveys the field, stepped in there by Kaylin Thomas, the freshman, and great work by Kaylin Thomas. The ball is whipped into the box, number 3. And Reagan Bromley comes back to clean up the misarray. But here's a star woman. Oh, well done. Out-shouldered, out-muscled, out-hustled by Reagan Bromley, the sophomore. Maya Hackinson brings it down to her feet, surveys the field. And look at this passing by the Vulcans. Playing out of the back, maintaining possession, finding the winger, cutting in, trapping, bringing it down. This is some wonderful soccer, ladies and gentlemen. Man, it's been such a joy from the first game against Lock Haven at home where they won 2-1 to now against IUP here tonight on this wonderful Halloween evening. It has been a joy every step along the way, every game, home and away, to be watching these girls progress from what was once a scrappy team to a now team that, yes, only has 2 wins on the season. But every game you've seen them improved and find that education from within the loss. And it's been an absolute joy and pleasure to watch them. Andrew, how are you holding up?
I would say the best ability in this sense is availability, and they've done a good job of staying on the field. And, given, regardless of who their opponent is, they give them a good match every time. And they're doing a great job tonight. I'm surprised that we have a scoreless game. It's been very defensive. I'm sure here soon, maybe even before this halftime mark, we might see a little explosive play to get us on the scoreboard.
I believe Lily Hansen just came in, number 16, and Mackenzie, who's number 12 here as an attacking midfielder, have just entered the game for the Vulcans. Mackenzie has impressed me so far this year. She is I don't have the, what year is she? I want to say she's a sophomore, but she could be a junior, but I would be incorrect. But Lily Hansen, number 16, is indeed a junior. She's played many a position so far this year. She's dabbled in midfielder from time to time, but she's found more a home back in the back line as an outside back here for the Vulcans. But tonight you'll see her as a pressing winger up front with May Hackinson and Venenzia flanking her. And I greatly enjoy watching Hansen play. She can rotate from position to position with great ease, and she seems to always be not only well educated in the position, but also quite intellectual and intelligent out there when it is called upon her.
Yeah, and looking back, Mackenzie is a sophomore. I just fact-checked that for you.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much. It is always a pleasure working with the booth here. No matter what is going on behind the scenes, it is always a joy hanging out with Andrew and watching some soccer in swinging the ball. And again, there's the star turn of Lorena Ramos in the back line, who started off the season as a defensive mid and now has found her place as captaining that back line and maintaining possession here by the Vulcans. As we break out, can she get there in time? Oh, great hustle by Hansen, but it was to no avail as the ball slowly teases us and rolls out of bounds.
And Lorena has slowly become really the second scary option on this team on a Halloween night. She's got the second most goals on the team. She's able to get some assists too throughout these last couple games that they have been able to find the back of the net. So, it goes to show a lot. You talked about how she started out as a defensive mid maybe and just kind of moved forward to help out on all aspects of the field.
Yeah, she's done not only a great job on the field, but I think off the field, where you've seen her entire team, not just herself, progressed more into this European-style, possession-style game that while hopefully the cameras were still working while our mics were off, you got to see for about a 10-period segment there from...
Oh, and here
Off the post. Holy smokes. You can hear the air in the booth completely evaporate. And here comes Emily Ouimet to clean it up. And the Crimson Hawks still haven't punched their ticket to the playoffs, and the post denying them once again. Hannah Scardini, the woman that Andrew White told us to keep our eyes on, almost notched it over Emily Ouimet. And I was lost for words there in that moment. All I could do was pray and hope. Great turn by Mackenzie as she finds space, and May Hackinson pushes forward, and out comes the goalkeeper from Germany and picks it up. Well done there by IUP goalkeeper, and well done as a Vulcan fan to the post.
And Hannah Scardina kind of going with the same move that happened the other night with Andre for the boys team here in their home win over Seton Hill. Kind of just trying to get a little touch pass over top of the goalie. She just missed slightly left, and as you could see, hit the post. Hitting the post in soccer is just about as defeating as hitting the post in football. So definitely we'll have to see how she reacts going forward.
Yeah, it's Lady Fate can be a cruel beast sometimes for sure. Where you've done everything right, where you've chipped the goalkeeper, you found the space, you found the time to rifle in a shot, and yet here is the star turn, I think, in large part of the freshman class, where she didn't have many minutes to begin the season, but Ella Casetta, number 20 here for the Vulcans in the midfield, has done an amazing job of finding her role within this team, where when she comes on the field, you don't great pass there by May Hackinson, also an amazing freshman. Amazing. I just love that word right now. But Ella Casetta here started off a couple of games ago, I think it was 5 or 6 games ago, as a center back, where Lorena Ramos and Katie Burns are now playing 22 and 30. And they rotated her with Lorena Ramos so that now she's able to play a little more forward. And I think you get to watch this freshman develop her skills on the ball to a level that either was previously unbeknownst to the team, and she's been an absolute joy here to watch. She also never tired. That's one thing I think I can say for every member of this Vulcan team, is that they rarely, if ever, tire. And here you go. You see Katie Burns dancing with probably, is that out of bounds? And it's out of bounds to the Crimson Hawks for a throw-in. Great hustle there by Hannah Scardini, forcing the out of bounds play of Katie Burns.
And you talk about how this Vulcan team doesn't really tire. On a night like tonight, where we're now getting down into the lower 40s, being able to catch your breath and kind of just realize it's a marathon and not a race, stay in that kind of mindset is very important. So you got to see how the substitutions take into effect tonight, and how maybe just endurance in general.
Yeah, the simplicity of tonight is almost there's something beautiful about it for the Vulcans, right? Where they don't, yes, you're playing to win, sure, but in a roundabout way, a tie here knocks the Hawks, the visitors, out of playoffs. And the simplicity of that is almost beautiful, right? Where, all you got to do is stay warmer than the other team. All you got to do is turn it into more of a scrum than the other team. And yet, in the end of the day, with that tie, you've knocked the Hawks out of playoffs. Whether your hopes may be gone, you can still ruin the hopes of others. And that is a glorious position to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing to lose.
You really don't.
Everything to gain.
Here's Hannah Scardini with the ball, trying to find space. She finds a little bit of it, and there's Isabella de Glopper, number 15, clearing it out of bounds with pressure applied by Katie Burns. And it is indeed an amazing chance for the IUP Crimson Hawks to whip in a goal here from the corner. Number 8 on the IUP Hawks is Addie Myers, is standing over this corner here for the IUP Hawks. Ooh, they're gonna crowd the 6-yard box here. They're gonna make it nitty and gritty here for the Vulcans to defend. Look at this stuff, man. It's only 36 and then 10 yards of space, and the ball was played to pretty much nobody. But maybe 36, maybe that was the play there. You practice that stuff in practice. I mean, that was a weird sentence to say, but you do. You practice your free kicks in practice, so that when in moments like this, you're able to, put in a design play and find that opening, and pretty much not even find that opening. You're making your own opening.
Yeah, a lot of those corners, really, it's just how it comes off the person's foot that's kicking it on that corner, and all about, I mean, in a way, it's essentially luck, but a lot of the procedure that goes into in practice, kind of how you were getting at, is what really defines the effectiveness of it.
Yeah. like I said, sometimes it doesn't come off. Like you said, it just comes down to that second, that half a second where the ball touches and makes contact with the kicker's foot, and then after that, it's just skill. I think more than anything. Yes, it's a little bit of luck, but at the end of the great turn by 33 here. Like I said, it's got to bounce back and not think about that more than once. Great shot, and it's over the net. Great awareness both by Lorena Ramos there and also by Emily Ouimet, knowing where her goal was at and where she was positioned in comparison to it.
That was a heck of a move. One of our camera guys up there would have had a chance at a top 10 play there if she would have had a chance to capitalize and get that ball to the back of the net.
Yeah, that was Julia Kasternik?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Kasternik.
If we mispronounce that, I do apologize.
Indeed. She's a senior out of Stowe.
Oh, Cernick.
My bad. Cernick.
Julia Cernick.
Out of Stowe, Ohio. Rock and roll. Great turn there, great nutmeg. And like Andrew said, if it would have been finished off, again, all these hypotheticals, it would have been at least a top 10 play this evening in the PSAC conference. So earlier today, the reason why this game is so contentious for the IUP Hawks is earlier today, I think it was 3 p.m., Clarion and Seton Hill's in fourth. At the end of the first half here for the contest between IUP Hawks and the hosting Vulcan, California Vulcans, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, Andrew, this half. And a big thanks from CUTV and the PSAC Sports Network. And we'll see you again for the second half in about 15 minutes. All right. Bye-bye.
Come on out to the Convocation Center and support men's and women's basketball for the 2023-2024 season. The Vulcans are looking to put the PSAC on notice this year after both teams are picked towards the top of the preseason conference rankings. There will be 13 men's games and 16 women's games at home. Follow calvulcans.com for any update. All games will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC network.
Come out. Our team's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good players. I think we play the game the right way, very up-tempo. I think we're going to be able to score some points. I think our defense is going to be great. Our guys have great energy.
Come to our games. I think once you get here, you'll really like what you see. I think it's exciting. These players put in a ton of time, a ton of effort to put out a good product on the floor. And like I said, I think it's super exciting, and you're really
Why did
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back after a 15-minute break, and we're entering into the second half, 0-0 between the girls in white, which are the Vulcans from California, and the Crimson Hawks from IUP in black. Andrew, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Very defensive first half. Obviously, neither team finding the net, but both teams had their share of opportunities. You know, they got the ball in the box in the air, a couple corner kicks that didn't go their way. I think we're going to be in for a good second half here, and I think really all it takes is one play to completely change this game. If somebody can find the back of the net, that could be the deciding factor here.
I think you kind of captured it right hit the nail on the head there with this is one of those games where it's going to be back and forth, right? You have a team that's dying to make the playoffs, and you have another team trying to ruin those hopes and dreams. So in between those wants and desires, there's going to have to be a moment that breaks the stalemate. I mean, part of me says that the Vulcans have done this before and they can do it again, right? They've been in 0-0 stalemates. They've held off teams before. They have a good defense. They can park the bus and they can maybe hold off for a 0-0 win. But I don't think either team's this late in the season want to end this game 0-0, right? I mean, obviously, the Vulcans, it's more of a victory for them than it is for the IUP Crimson Hawks. But like you said, it's going to come down to a moment. Not a game, not a minute, but a moment that's going to break the stalemate here for us.
And if you look back like earlier in the season, talk about proxies or anything like that, even though these teams' two records are very, very different in many ways, Cal was able to travel to Clarion early on in the year and get a win there, whereas IUP was not. IUP traveled to Clarion and suffered a 3-2 loss, whereas Cal had a 2-1 win. So, I mean, the talent's there. I really do think that all it's going to, like we both said, all it's really going to take is one play, and I'm excited to sit here and hopefully give you guys the call for it.
Absolutely. It'll be the Vulcans heading down towards the gate here at the Phillipsburg facility, heading towards the goal that they were defending for the first half. The sides have obviously switched sides, and now we are about to begin the second half here. The refs getting into position. The ball boys eager to do their duties along the sidelines and keep the game flowing. And the Vulcans are out. Reagan Bromley shivering with the rest of us, holding on to her elbows, keeping herself warm. Emily Wiemetz fixing her gloves, ready to make a couple more outstanding saves. And the Crimson Hawks in that beautiful, almost oppressive, all black with a hint of white jerseys really are miraculous jerseys here. One of my probably favorites I've seen this entire season from boys or girls, men or women's soccer here at any PSAC competition here. It's really hard to be in an all-black jersey, to be fair. Any of the Crimson Hawks, did any of the Crimson Hawks during the first half make an impression on you here, Andrew?
Obviously, Hannah Scardina was just kind of seemed to be like a woman amongst girls out there, and she led the team with 4 shots in the first half, whereas for Cal, Ella Caseta and Kaylee Elwood led the team in shots with just 1 apiece.
Yeah, Ella Calcetta had a really, really good half there in the middle of the pitch, especially for a freshman that has just now in the last 5 or 6 games found her footing in this starting lineup here. All right, Lily Hansen maintains her right wing role here as we get going, as Maya Hacketson from Sweden passes it back to Reagan Bromley here. The Vulcans maintain possession as they launch it forward. And again, it develops quickly into a scrum, a back and forth ping pong of a match here by both sides. Great communication here by the Vulcans and by the Crimson Hawks. These are number 33 here, Julia make sure we say this name, Kurzik, has been absolutely phenomenal at breaking down press, like Moussa Dembele on the Spurs in the late 2010s and mid-2010s. At learning how to turn when a woman or a man is on your back is an outstanding ability to have on the soccer pitch. And number 33, Kurzik, has done a great job for the Crimson Hawks here.
Yeah, she definitely has some phenomenal footwork and does a good job just handling the ball herself. A lot of the times in soccer you see a lot of players, when they're stuck in a situation or trying to advance it, they're advancing it through passes, whereas she seems to really just be dribbling her way through this defense. And I don't know, like I said, it just takes one play, and it could be off of her toes from a pass or some kind of handle.
Yeah, Julie Kurzik has been a woman to watch here in the middle of the pitch by both teams. Back and forth again. Andrew, like you always say, is the game of inches here. A back and forth. I think right now in the last 35, 40 seconds, the Vulcans have been winning the game of inches as they've now maintained control of the ball for the last 30, 45 seconds here in the middle of the pitch. Oh, the ball luckily gets through to... She turns, faces the goal, gives it a rip, and great save there by the goalkeeper. Good job, Venenzia. Great running, and she was not offsides. Okay, I thought for a second there, based on my viewpoint, that the assistant referee flagged for offsides, but no, that was just great hustle by Ashley Venenzia there to get a shot in for the Vulcans. Great job. Sometimes I get lost for words because I just get so excited about the Vulcans scoring finally. All right,
Ashley once again showing her dominance, kind of getting away and controlling the ball pretty well.
And here's Elwood over the corner. She's going to lace it into the box. It's a looper, it's a duper, and it's a great catch by goalkeeper Berlin, all the way from Gunenherm, Germany. That was probably horrible pronunciation, but it was the best I could do in that moment. Here's Hannah Scardini applying pressure on center back Katie Burns as Katie Burns kicks it out of play. Again, in the first 3 minutes, we've again seen the game devolve into a back and forth match, and that's what the Vulcans won here. That should be Vulcans, and it is. Look at that. Well done by Lily Hansen there.
You can see these girls starting to slow down a little bit because of the weather. Harder to breathe in this cold air, and I think they're just trying to save all their energy for the end when it's truly going to matter.
The cold for me is almost, I don't want to say majestic in any ways, but when you're cold, I think it's easier to focus because you're just so focused on every minute detail because you don't want to waste any energy. As Elwood here finds a little bit of space, not even finds, creates a little bit of space for herself and finds Venenzia outside, and she flicks it off the IUP defender for a throw. But no, it went out of bounds before it flicked off the defender. But like you said, it is a cold night here in Phillipsburg as the Crimson Hawks maintain possession, trying to find that pass, trying to find that moment. Just back and forth. Here we got Kursick again with one of her trademark turns, and tracking back is Lily Hansen, eating up the space, noticing, maintaining, and completely aware that there's a defender on her back. Amazing turn, and tries to find that last-ditch pass, and to no avail. Maya Hackinson running down the flank instead of back towards her teammate to provide a pass. Here's the space. Great turn. Good foul. It was a great turn and an understandable tactical foul there by Reagan Bromley. Just back and forth. You got Kirstic most likely going to take this free kick as she hovers over it. Puts it down. Very nonchalant here by number 33. Okay. And now we have a rotation. I was about to say her body language did not look like she was going to take that. Here's Addie Myers. She's taken almost all the corners and all free kicks for the IUP Crimson Hawks so far. Myers over the ball, eyeballing the back post, probably aiming for that corner of the 6-yard box. I don't think they're going to do any trickery here. I'll be shocked. Oh. Okay. A little bit of not a false start. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, aiming for the 5-foot frame, which is Hannah Scarsini. And again, well done by the Vulcans, not allowing the free kick to, good look, good try. And you just got to keep moving, got to keep your head up, and got to keep your shoulders straight. It is what it is. It could be one of those matches, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of scoreboard action, but if you love soccer, if you love the sport, there's going to be something to look at.
Yeah, it's almost a little bit of a monotone or calm down game here tonight. It doesn't seem like anybody's moving too fast. The ball's not flying around the field. And, even though both teams have gotten their fair share of opportunities, there hasn't been many. So we'll get excited for any that come our way.
Indeed, we will. As it's been far and few in between, here's Venenzia again with her trademark dribbling back and forth. The back heel works out this time. The freshman Kaylin Thomas, who sends in a teasing ball, handball by Maya Hackinson. The ref doesn't see it. We play on. Here's Elwood with a rip of a shot. Great block. Reagan Bauming with a little bit of space. Finds space. Tries to cut in to the box. And it would have been a corner if it went out of bounds, but great job by the Crimson Hawks. They're looking at the ref like, did you see what I saw? I guess not. We move forward. Still, great possession, great attack by the Vulcans as they continue their march towards what has been an availing goal so far this season. But what I will always love and admire about these women is that they never give up. It is a game of tuition. Great shot. A great save by Berlin. Great job, Ella. Great freaking job. Well done, Vulcans. Well done. After trying that in the first half during an intermission, she tries it again outside the box. Great teasing shot and great save by the senior goalkeeper, Venezia Berlin there. Number 1 for the IUP Hawks. Oh, great soccer. First real chance by either team to score a goal tonight. Here's Elwood over the corner, and it's not over yet for the Vulcans. She laces in a good ball, teasing. Good job by Reagan Bromley, and great goalkeeping by Berlin. It is a 50-50 ball. Goalkeeper has every right to come out for that. Well done, Vulcans. Well done. I wish I could cheer from the press box. I really wish I could.
Yeah, that was a great offensive sequence there by the Vulcans, like you said. Great shot there by Ella, and I mean, she's got a powerful leg. When she gets a hold of one, it's hard for a goalkeeper to stand in front of that.
Great job by Katie Burns there, withstanding the pressure from the 4th highest scorer in the PSAC conference, which is number 2, who now has the ball. Hannah Scarsini. Will she increase her goal tally this year from, I believe it's 9?
Yep.
9 goals to 10. Will she hit the double digits before the Vulcans will? I guess we'll find out. Here's Lily Hansen. It's become a wide open game here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Maya looks up. There's no one there in the box. Venezia tries to provide her a run to the penalty box. And again, the Vulcans win the ball back and press forward and get this, not necessarily a free kick, but it's a throw-in. It's an opportunity right next to 18-yard box. This is exhilarating stuff here by the Vulcans.
This is the game the Vulcans really want to win. They go in with only 2 games left on the season. They're finishing out against Mercyhurst on Friday, which is a much better team record-wise and statistically than this IUP team. I was actually just looking, and the Mercyhurst team that we faced this weekend over this season, they actually had a 12-game winning streak where they outscored teams 42-2
Holy
through 12
smokes.
games. So Cal's definitely going to want to kind of secure this win here if they can.
I knew they were Goliaths, but I didn't realize that they were those types of Goliaths. 42-2 is insane, ladies and gentlemen.
Averaging 4 goals in those games.
Wow. Mercyhurst and Gannon have been outstanding this year. Out of the 3 Giants, here's a great ball. Miscommunication by the Vulcans, but again, it's the heart. It's the tenacity that you see from these girls that brings you back game after game. Lorena Ramos versus Hannah Scarsini down the flank. Hannah Scarsini gets the better of her, but there's Katie Burns to clean up the act for her teammate, and great defending by the Vulcans down the sideline. Man to man, woman to woman. Well done by the Vulcans. This is some beautiful stuff. Mano e mano, woman e woman. The marquee e marquee. We are lucky to be here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on this Halloween evening.
Not quite sure what that call was there. It seemed like she had actually been further out earlier in her route, and then they called her out a little bit late. But either way, Vulcans ball. Let's see if they can kind of get a move on here.
I agree. I didn't really see the ball from our perspective. Then again, we are good, 25 feet away from the sideline, go completely out of bounds. But that's what they call it, and that's what I'm going to call. So, again, here we go. Back and forth these teams go. Both teams having good spouts of possession. Lorena Ramos talks. Hannah Scarsini finds space, launches in a saw, and there's Katie Burns to block it again, cleaning up the act for her defense. Great communication there by Lorena to tell Katie to swing over and cover her back, knowing that the pass was most likely going to Hannah. Oh, this is a great back and forth stuff. Oh, wow, what a turn by Kursak. She finds a little bit of space. No foul. Ref says play on. Emily Ouimet stays in goal, and Lorena Ramos clears it out. And again, we go on, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth. Freshman Kaylin Thomas with the ball. May Haskison tracks it down. Look at this. Great turn. Tries to cook in the kitchen. It's a little bit too hot, but hey, she maintains possession, and that's all that matters. Down the right flank with a busing run is Isabel DeClopper. Brings it down. This is great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth. Tries to find somebody, and there's no one within the vicinity there. Would have been intentional grounding if it was football, but it does not matter as we get the ball back. Again, you see Lily Hansen and her defensive her defensive abilities coming in handy all the way up here for the Vulcans. Okay, here's the moment we've been hoping. 2-on-2, offsides ref. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you play a high line.
You can see Scardina getting really frustrated right now. She got frustrated with the out-of-bounds call, and now she didn't believe that was as on offside as the ref did. She actually has 5 shots so far, 3 of them being on goal. So it's you could tell who has a little bit extra pep in their step out there.
Indeed. Anna Karskini is fighting for her last playoff berth of her career here. This is the end-all, be-all game for the Crimson Hawks. Or at least it gives them the opportunity for the end-all, be-all game against Gannon on Friday, which will be a tenacious matchup if the IUP Hawks are able to scrape out a win here against the forever hardy and resilient Vulcans. As you see, Reagan Bromley epitomized that with an amazing flick on there by Lily Hansen, and May Hackinson tracks it down. Will she force a corner? Will she get possession? Get a foot on it? Well done. Keep it here, girls. Keep it here. This is how you play against a team that's much larger and stronger than you. All right, now we have Isabel DeGlopper, number 15, giving me a chance to rest and giving you as a fan a chance to catch your breath. Here we go, little back and forth here. Tries to find a teammate, finds her with May Hackinson. May Hackinson dances, thinks, contemplates, finds the almost goal scorer in Ella Caseta there in the middle of the pitch, but to no avail. And again, you see Ashley Venenzia, forever a bee sting in your rear hind, chasing down the ball and making sure you can't forget what moment you're in. What a touch. Put the baby back in its cradle there by Katie Burns. This is some amazing soccer here by the 2-11, 2-12 California Vulcans. Look at that overlapping run by freshman Kaylin Thomas, who passes it back to fellow freshman Alec Caseta. Again, she tries to find that searching pass. Lily Hansen tracks it down, keeps it in play, maintains possession, finds Reagan Bromley on the edge of the 18-yard box, turns, searches, and again there's Kursek clearing the lines for her fellow teammates and giving them a chance, just like me, to catch my breath, collect our thoughts, and start all over again.
A lot of the time you don't see the defensive players here in soccer, as they're not really showing up in the box scores and everything like that. But on both sides of the ball, Julia Cernick on IUP and who do I have? Katie Byrne on Cal on the Vulcans. They're both doing a fantastic job of getting that ball to the other side of the field.
Yeah, you see that every game with Katie, where I love watching her because I describe her as a spitfire in the back, where she never backs down from a single challenge. Sometimes, as we saw against Lockhaven, it gets her into a little bit of car trouble, but she's learned to maintain this beautiful version of aggression that you must have if you're a center back. And you can see her here again on the ball. She's learned a lot from her partner in crime, Lorena Ramos here, learning how to maintain possession, finding that open pass. Because as a center back, you can see the whole field. Now here's Maya Hackinson ripping a shot from way outside the box, and it's a shot on target, and that's all that matters. Eventually, those shots on targets will lead to open doors, and those open doors will lead to goals, and you must not give up, and you must not withstand. Oh, this is great stuff by the Vulcans.
Cal's sitting last in the league in shots on goal per game, so anytime they can get something towards that goalkeeper, they have a positive outlook to take from it.
Indeed. You're seeing it both from Ella Caseta, keeps it in play, and no, it was worth the roll there by Venenzia. Yeah, you can't dream if you don't sleep. It is what it is. I guess you can daydream, to be fair.
I happen to do that quite often in a couple of my classes.
Yeah. Depends on the teacher. Depends on the teacher for me. Or the professor, I should say, for that matter. Great defensive work by Lorena. I think she tried to bring it down to her feet, but just ran out of room. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And Kursick comes off. I don't know who's at number 24. Yes, it is indeed. I would assume number 24, Bella Carizella for the IUP Crimson Hawks comes on, and I wonder how much they're going to miss that astute defending ability of Kursek and her wonderful ability to break down the press here. The Hawks lost a good midfielder there with that substitution, but we will see how Garzella fills in for her fellow teammate here.
Just an update from around PSACs. We have Mercy Hurst going up against Edinburgh, and they were up 2-0 here in the second half.
Well,
start of the second half.
That's a big deal to the IUP Crimson Hawks since the Scots, or the Scotsmen or the Scotswomen, are right above them in the PSAC West standings, I believe, with I think 15 points, and the IUP Crimson Hawks have 14. So if they're able to get a tie this game, right, they'll be equal on points. However, none of that matters, simply put, because Seton Hill now has 19 points, and that nearly puts them automatically into the playoffs with a win and or a tie against Edinburgh on Friday. But simply put, if IUP wins this game, they're still in with a chance. A finite one, yes, but what the Vulcans and what many of us wouldn't dream of for just a chance at the playoffs. And maybe next year it'll be the year for the Vulcan women's, but every game next year starts with this game tonight. The education you can learn from the game that you're playing in this moment. A little bit of a follow-through tackle there by the Crimson Hawk, number 31 on the outside. Tries to find her star player, Hannah Carcetta, in the middle to no avail. And back we go. Back and forth. Look at the Vulcans. Maintain possession here. Playing with fire with the ball in the back. They are patient tonight. Once the pressure of losing is off of your shoulders, it does amazing things to the human psyche. When you're no longer afraid of defeat, which I'm sure the Vulcans still are, don't get me wrong. But when you have nothing to play for, you have yet everything to play for. And you're seeing it tonight with the Vulcans in white here.
You know, I'm looking at the schedule here for these upcoming teams that have a chance to make the playoffs. And kind of seems like, so Seton Hill actually plays Edinburgh to end the season. And both of these teams are sitting above IUP right now. So it's going to be interesting to see if IUP even still has that chance. They're going to have to win out if they want any kind of chance for sure.
I think it comes down to if Edinburgh beats Seton Hill the next game, they go to 18 points, Seton Hill goes to 19. And then if IUP, the team that's playing tonight in black, wins against Gannon, which would be a monstrous task that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, if they somehow pull out a win at Gannon in Erie, right, they're in the playoffs in that scenario. An Edinburgh win on Friday and a IUP win against the Golden Knights up in Erie, and the Crimson Hawks are in the playoffs. But none of that matters if the game ends as it's standing right now, 0-0, in favor, I would argue, of the Vulcans. Will they be the home wreckers of the marriage between the playoffs and the Crimson Hawks, the visitors here tonight? Well, stay tuned. We only have 26 more minutes. It's 26:26 on the clock, and you can feel every second tick past. And I'm sure Hannah Carcetta is eager not to make these seconds her last. Just back and forth here. Another throw in. The crowd, you can almost feel it, is angsty. At least the visiting crowd is, I think. We Vulcan fans here have been through a lot this season, but it's been a glorious ride that I would do again and again in any of my dreams. It's been a joy to watch every one of these players play this year. Here's Here's Kaylee Elwood here, number 21, who I am always fascinated. She's one of those players that in basketball you're taught to know where you're gonna go with the ball before you get the ball. And she seems to play with that mentality when she's out on the pitch. Here are the Crimson Hawks piecing together some solid passes, and the Glopper, who knows not the word fatigue, as I have said many times to my many friends who come along to the games with me. She is tireless on these flanks. But Elwood, number 21 here, always knows what she's going to do with the ball before she gets the ball. If you have a daughter, son, any soccer player in your life, she's a great player to watch in terms of passing and intelligent play. Here's Hannah Carcetta with a little bit of time and space, gets it onto her left foot, tries to cut in a boss, and there's freshman Kaylin Thomas clearing the ball. Reagan Bromley comes back and makes the decisive tackle to keep the stalemate alive here. Well done, Vulcans. Katie Burns tries to find the Glopper, but still they breathe on and the stalemate marches on. This is defensive masterpiece by both teams here, but especially against the pinned back Vulcans here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Hannah Carcetta might be kicking herself for not at least ripping in a shot, but maybe she knows that she's facing a marquee goalkeeper in Emily Ouimet in net tonight, and it's going to take more than just a half chance to beat Emily tonight.
That was the first really heart-dropping moment we had here in the second half. Definitely looked like there was going to be an opportunity to get that goal there.
Indeed. Aside from the Ellie Cassetta outside the box shot that we saw about 15 minutes ago, maybe it's been 10, that wasn't even a heart-stopping moment, like you said. It was more so like, wow, I can't believe this is going on kind of moment. It's something you just don't expect because it's such a far-out shot. But Ella, like you said, has that foot on her. Hey, good pass, good tackle, foul, fair play. Maybe went through the back, maybe got ball first. It is what it is. Long story short, it's a free kick to the Crimson Hawks. And we as the fans have this opportunity to watch pure playoff playoff deciding magic here tonight as Hannah Carcetta, 4th in the league in goal scoring with 9 goals, equaling the entire goal scored by the Vulcans this season, stands over the ball. Number 2, the senior. She's played such a remarkable career that she's been named PSAC West first team the last 2 years in a row, and most likely going to be named again. Here she is, the senior, over the ball.
I'm sure she'll find her name on that list this year.
With a chip shot, and wow, it's a good idea. Got it over the wall. That's always the first goal. You don't ever want to hit the wall. I mean, hitting the wall creates chaos, but it rarely, if ever, creates a goal. But she didn't find the target, which is fine. It was a good shot, and it was a very good free kick, and we just have to move on. Number 8, Addie Myers, the corner kick taker and free kick taker, typically for the Crimson Hawks, has come off for number 10.
That is Maddie Orr.
Well done, Andrew. Well done. But yeah, how are you feeling so far, Andrew? Like, what are your thoughts, prayers, any ideas?
No, not the most exciting game here by any means, as we haven't had much scoring on either end, but it's definitely been a passing clinic by both teams, and defensively I think we're doing a great job. All in all, if you're just looking from the eye test, it almost seems like the Vulcans are playing the better game here today, where it almost seems like IUP was expected to play the bigger game, or a better game, but Vulcans seem to be holding it together pretty well.
Oh, indeed. They're holding their own against a playoff contention team here and making them work and sweat and yearn for this glory. Oh, this is some great stuff here by the Vulcans. Look at this, just shoulder to shoulder, mass to mass. Oh, you can just almost feel the bone-crunching tackles out there. I mean, yes, the score sheet might be blank, yes, and it might be a 0-0 stalemate, which I know is one and the same. But I am enjoying every second of this, as I hope you are as a viewer. You're just getting to see 2 teams fight it out. One team fighting for nothing but glory, and the other team fighting for a future. Oh,
If you're looking for some kind of entertainment in this game, just keep an eye for number 13 on IUP, Kylie Warren. And like we talked about also, Julia Cernick on defense there. They've been done a great job at kind of stopping Cal halfway through their offensive zone, right about where they are now. Cal hasn't gotten to get much further than that really here throughout the second half, besides that shot by Ella.
Mm-hmm. It's been a game to some extent played between the 2 18-yard boxes, which is pretty typical of a soccer game, especially in one that's closely contested like this one. And the game more or less won by the midfields. Oh, man, Lily Hansen has, just like last game, I believe it was against the team they lost. Who did they last play at home, Andrew? I literally wrote a whole thing about this. Here's Ella. Here's Kaylee. Slippery Rock.
Oh, they were at
that was Slippery Rock. Yeah, they lost 2.
Clarion was their breast cancer awareness game
right.
on October 21st.
Yeah. Lily Hansen had some amazing last-second tackles there to keep Vulcans in it as long as she possibly could. And you are again seeing that tonight with her playing as a winger up here, number 16 for the Vulcans. With Ella Cazzetta trying to do what her teammate Venenzi does on the other flank with a back heel. Here it is, Hannah Cazzetta with a little bit of space, trying to cook Katie Burns. Katie Burns will not back down to that tackle. Kaylin Thomas makes up for lost ground. Here's a moment to shine, and it's a dribbler of a shot, but again, cut through the midfield, cut through our defense, and had a good shot there by the Crimson Hawks. But Emily Ouimet is not a goalkeeper to be taken lightly back there. It's going to take more than a dribbler to go past her.
You know, Hannah Scardina, for somebody that's as good as she is statistically, and you look at her on paper and you almost get scared as an opposing coach. She's definitely been a selfless and humble player in this game. She's moved the ball, looked for opportunities for other players, passed up on a couple shots that she probably could have taken, like right there. And it's interesting to see that, especially, she has 5 shots tonight, and we're talking about how she's passing up on opportunities.
Here's Lily Hansen with a chance here. She passes it back to Reagan Bromley, keeps it on the goal, and what a block by the Crimson Hawk, number 21, who...
I believe that was 23, Christina Sims.
Christina Sims? No, Christina Sims is out for the game, which is totally fine. Reagan Bromley with the shot, and blocked by Kirsten Finnerty. Finnerty? It may have been Finnerty. I went to high school with a guy with the last name of Finnerty. I'm going to go with Finnerty there, but excuse my pronunciation. Regardless, immaculate block there by the left back for the Crimson Hawks. That was such a great chance there. Made in large part thanks to the freshman's good shot there by Kaylee Elwood. It's going to bounce ran from the goalkeeper and collected by Berlin, which is a great last name. If you're going to be from Germany, that is a good last name. It's an easy one to remember. Regardless, that opportunity was solely created by Maya Hackinson, the freshman from Sweden, never giving up on that ball, shouldering, using her strength to get past the defenders there. And again, you're seeing this match open up with both teams trying to find that winning goal, that deciding moment like Andrew and I talked about at the beginning of the second half. Both teams are trying to inch their way past one another. And here's Elwood, looks up, surveys, finds the pass. I even didn't see that all the way up here in the booth. And here's Finnerty finding her moment in the sun, making that pass. Number 11 looks up, sees no one, and Reagan Bromley's there to clean it up. And she maintains possession, finds 10. 10 finds the 5-foot, or attempts to find the 5-foot Hannah Scarcetta. And again, it's Crimson Hawks given time to bring down the ball there at the edge of the 18-yard box. And junior Lorena Ramos is having none of it, clearing it out of play. Not out of play, but it was out of her back. And again, we begin again. Maintain control. There's no rush here. Maintain control. Bring it down. There it is. Give her someone, Lily. Give her someone. Move over. There it is. All right. May doesn't give up. May is not going to give her a chance to breathe here. This is some great stuff by the Vulcans. Back and forth. Great tackle. Physicality. If nothing else, have the visitors go home with a couple of bruises. I know that's a little mean, a little gladiator-esque of me. But when you have a team that is fighting not for memory, but for an education for the future, it is fun to leave the visitors who are fighting for the present with a little bit of memory of the future that they're not going to have in the playoffs if they're able to maintain the stalemate here at 0-0.
Yeah, in an ideal world, we can spoil the playoff chances for IUP before they even begin here. And, I mean, even with the tie, we walk away with that kind of satisfaction. So, in a way, I think the Vulcans can play a little bit defensively, but I'm sure they want to see a ball get into the back of the net at some point. And they might not have that chance on Friday, so you want a chance here today against IUP.
Indeed. Especially with them facing Gannon. Well, not the IUP facing Gannon on Friday. Even that game, even if they win this game, is going to be incredibly difficult. But like Andrew was insinuating, us scoring against Mercyhurst is going to be much more of a tall task than us scoring against IUP here tonight. But regardless, it's been a glorious season here. And again, they find space. And again, Maya Hackinson endlessly, effortlessly tracks forward, rips in a shot, and great save there by the senior keeper, Berlin. Back and forth we go. One shot next to another shot, trading punches. It was Tyson Fury just fought. He's from Cameroon.
Francis, whatever his name is. I can't remember his last name.
Ganu?
Nagatu or something. I don't remember. Francis Nagatu,
I think it went all 12 rounds, and it was decided by a split decision. But that's the kind of night we're having here. That was a good match. Just a back-and-forth play. Not match, but bout between the two heavyweight champions. I think Francis has won, but I'm not quite sure. I think he has. I think he's won a belt somewhere at least.
Yeah, he used to be in the UFC. He was one of the heavyweights in the UFC for a long time.
Then he went to boxing to make his money. I don't blame him. Here's Katie Burns against Finnerty. Who's going to get a touch? And it's Burns. Man, it's one of those. Here's Caitlin Bickhart trying to make a name for herself here in this game. Now you're starting to see the frustration eke into the veins of the Crimson Hawks. Kursick comes back on, probably with the hope to maintain possession in the middle of the pitch here for the Crimson Hawks. Great touch. That was a very good touch. Though it doesn't look like it from up there on as the viewer, I would urge you to attempt to make that touch at home with the ball rifled at you. Lorena Ramos again dancing with Hannah Carcetta. Keeps it in play, or at least attempts to. Man, these girls, no matter the game, no matter the opponent, every loose ball, every 50-50, every pass, it's an endless race to the finish with these women and these players. Back and forth. Great match here.
Similar to the comparison in the men's team, this California Vulcans team is a very young team. They have a lot of freshmen and sophomores out on that field right now. And from what I can tell, I don't believe they have a single senior out there right now, as long as Cora Wilkins isn't out there. And, I think that it's something to take forward in the next year, regardless of their record and how many goals they've scored. They want to end the season strong and just get ready for next year.
Yeah, I was talking to Lorena Ramos, who I've had the pleasure of interviewing. Great interviewee, great conversation between the two of us. Great dancing there by Venenzia. Finds a little bit of space. Reagan Bromley with opponents breathing down her neck finds the pass to Venenzia, and again the Vulcans mulch forward, trying to find that moment in the forge, that moment in the sun. Oh, there's Karsick again. Kursick again. And again, it's a 3-on-3 here. And again is Lorena Ramos putting a stop to it. Dives on the ground, takes away her avenues of pushing forward. And there it is. Time and time again, Lorena Ramos pressures, antagonizes, completely within the rule book, breaks down the mentality of the opponent, and eventually the opponent snaps because they can't handle her discipline. She does a great job in the back here for the Vulcans.
It's almost seemed like some of the passes here in the last couple of minutes, I don't want to call them lazy, but have been kind of lackadaisy. You got to wonder if maybe the fact that it's dropping into the 30 degrees here at Phillipsburg Arena, that that might have something to do with the fact that these girls getting a little bit tired out.
Indeed, we are lucky enough in the booth here. I'm wearing my Eddie Bauer given to me by my mother for Christmas very long time ago. This coat is keeping me nice and toasty. Andrew's bundled up with his sweatshirt on, and he's not wearing any gloves, but it looks like he's wearing gloves. I feel that if he was. And
I got some long johns too, so I came prepared.
You know it. The inner hunter in you was prepared. Indeed, hunters know how to handle the cold better than anyone. Maybe ice fishers are probably up there too, to be fair. That's probably fair. Again, it's the pressing by the Vulcans, maintaining possession here in the half of the Hawks.
Just over 10 minutes to go here. I'm surprised we're still in a 0-0 game. It's a little bit of a stalemate.
Indeed. Here's the Galopper, who's rotated more into a defensive midfielder role, trying to find freshman May Hackinson, who lines up a shot. It bounces back to the outside back. She sends it a ball, and oh my goodness gracious, just the shadow itself went into the goal. Look, unfortunately, the ball did not follow its shadow, but still a wicked good shot by Kaylin Thomas out on the left flank of the Vulcans. Last game against Slippery Rock they were losing at the time, I believe 2-0. It was a good game by the Vulcans, just a better opponent than tonight against IUP. Kaylin Thomas, who typically plays as an outside back and sometimes center defender, was rotated up to the front by by Coach Pete Curtis, who was trying to find maybe not necessarily a new position for her, just a new avenue for goals for this team. But, man, ever since their first game, you've just seen them progressively got better. It's fine, Kalen Bickhart there. He lines up a shot. It would have been in the back of the net if it wasn't for defender number 29 here. That's Marcia Garn, who is a freshman, 5'9" freshman out of Mount Pleasant, PA. So relatively close by here to California. I want to say a hometown girl, but definitely close by. And again, we see the Vulcans press and pressure that back line of the Crimson Hawks, of the visitors. And if it maintains this stalemate with 0-0 on the clock, not the Hannah Carcini will have anything to say about it. Here's Kursick here, trying to find that moment, trying to find that chance. Man,
these girls are doing a great job of passing the ball back and forth.
They really
haven't
are.
gotten much opportunities on their end throughout the game, but, they are out shooting IUP. They have more shots on goal, more corners, so they're definitely doing their part to try to spoil IUP's playoff hopes.
When I came here and I had the pleasure of watching them against Clarion during their breast cancer awareness game, you saw, at least for the first half, in the first 68 odd minutes before Clarion got two relatively lucky goals, respectfully Clarion. There's a foul, won by the ever-tenacious Ashley Venenzia out on the left flank of the Vulcans. She's had a remarkable second half here. As I like to say, antagonizing that right flank of the IUP Hawks. All right, here's Kelly Elwood over the ball. Can she find the fruits of their labor here in the 81st minute? 9.5 minutes left on the clock. But we'll finish this free kick and come back to it. Elwood over the ball, sends in the ball. It's a good ball. It's antagonizing. It's in the box. Is it finished? What happened? We're calling for offsides on Lorena. Lorena shakes up, looks into the Halloween night sky, saying that was a very mean trick to play on me. But all the same, happy Halloween to all of our viewers, and good call there by the ref. If we move on Man, if that hadn't been called, which I'm sure it was offsides, it would have been a beautiful chance for the Vulcans to at least to knock in a rather scrappy goal. But they've been scored on many a times by a scrappy goal. So they did deserve their own. They deserve some luck here tonight with how they're playing. But like as Andrew mentioned right before the free kick, this team has progressed from a scrappy, long haul, long ball team to this. You're seeing this here, right? They work these triangles. They try to find the openings, not by forcing them, but by creating them. And this is something that they have learned in large part thanks to Pete Curtis's wonderful coaching and also by the continual willingness to learn from losing, right? Like that takes a lot of courage to mentally, game after game, handle losing after game after game. And look at this. You can try to beat one of us, but you have to beat all of us if you're going to beat the Vulcans here tonight.
I mean, they're just like scrappy and almost like a gnat. They have like an annoyance to them. It's almost like when IUP gets the ball, all of a sudden they're just swarmed with these Vulcans. And right now, here's a good opportunity for number 21.
Here's Finnerty, passes it to Karsik. Karsik tries again. It's so hard to get the ball off of her. And you're seeing it here. Great tackle, great touch, great dancing by IUP. Puts in the ball, and Emily Ouimet calls for it, and that's game over. Man, Karsik has done a remarkable job this game. Andrew, with 7.5 minutes left on the clock, any thoughts on who your player of the game is, at least so far?
I mean, you have to point out Hannah Scardina. She has 4 or 5 shots on goal, or 4 or 5 shots on the night. I believe 3 of them on goal. So she's definitely been a wrecker. She just hasn't been able to find anybody yet.
All right, here's the chance we've all been dying and waiting for. Venezia with the boot, and she's going to be offsides even if she touches that. But hey, what an amazing pass by Lorena. Pointed out by Venezia to her own run. She called her number, got the ball, brought it down, tried to find that ball into the middle of the pitch. However, it was to no avail as senior goalkeeper, how do you say it? Vanesia Berlin came out and collected the attempted on the ground cross.
Is that maybe Vanessa?
Vanessa, thank you.
There we go.
I
like the new idea of a name there. It was definitely interesting.
It was. Sorry, I get my tongue tied quite often in the booth here. I'm lucky to have a co-star with me that is able to handle the names far better than I am. Lorena Ramos is trying to single-handedly march her way forward there through the entire IUP defense, and it was worth the shot. Reagan Bromley almost loses the ball. See, personally, I say, hands to the face, I guess, is a foul. It is a foul. It's a foul. Correct. I think in that moment that was completely incidental and definitely not a card. But all the same, good, for lack of a better phrase, good accidental foul there by Reagan Bromley. Because at the very least, even though I still think she had possession of the ball, stops a fast break for the Crimson Hawks. And good clock management here by the graduate students who are in charge of the clock here tonight by making sure that the clock doesn't run during the refs' chit-chat and lesson with the players on the field. Great job by the graduate students here. I applaud them.
Back to your point about who I maybe think the MVP of this game is. Like I said earlier, if you look on the defensive side of the ball, these girls have been doing a fantastic job as well. So there's a couple of defensive players out there that should get a nod as well.
Here's Myers with the ball, trying to find space. Again, it's just great defense here by Lily Hansen coming back, playing it outside back. Isabel DeGlopper heads it out, and Kaylee Elwood attempts to clear it. It's a sloppy clearance, but all the same, she got a foot to it. And I think you see Karsik here again trying to break down the Vulcan defense. And again, I think she was a very good shout. Oh, great job there by Kaylin Bickhart to get to the ball first against the rambunctious and everlasting Finnerty on the number 20. Never mind. If she's is that, you think it's a 7 or a 1 here right in front of us? If it's a 7,
I believe that's number 21. It is
a 7. Is it a 7 or is it a 1?
I believe that's Christian Finnerty. Yes.
Finnerty. Or is that? That might be a 7.
Oh, right there, you're saying?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's 21.
That's 21?
Yeah,
Man, that's
21.
a wild-looking one. All right, here's Karsik with the first real chance of the game. Emily Ouimet's going to come up and clean it up. Not first real chance of the game. What am I talking about? It's been a back-and-forth game all night long. But still, again, another chance goes missing for the IUP Crimson Hawks. And another 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes here, decide the fate of the visiting Hawks. Will they or will they not get candy and go to the playoffs here on this Halloween night?
Tell you what,
spooky
they're
hours.
knocking on their door and they're looking for a specific chocolate bar, and that's an opportunity to get into the playoffs.
That's right. They're looking for their golden ticket deep within that Wonka bar. I feel them. All right, back and forth. Burnlin with a good punt. This is one goalkeeper to the other goalkeeper here. DeGlopper brings it down, gets the second ball, and again, I'm feeling the energy in the air here tonight. It might be cold outside, but my heart is wicked warm right now. I'm almost sweating in here. Number 10 has miles of space here. Katie Burns absorbs it, just stands still, and the ball lands up at her feet. Great job by Katie Burns by not flinching. Kaylin Bickhart's going to get there first. She's going to have a moment to think. It's okay. It's okay. Got to move forward. Look at that. She wins it back. Doesn't let yesterday hamper her today as they move forward day by day, play by play. And this is how you right your wrongs by just never giving up on yourself.
And the Vulcans don't want to get too complacent or comfortable here either because, IUP is used to these late close games. Last game, they actually ended up pulling out a win against Edinburgh at home in their pink-out game. And it was a goal in the 84th minute by Hannah Scardina that actually was the equalizer and gave them that 3-2 win. So even with only 3 minutes left here, Vulcans got to stay focused and connected to the ground here.
Yeah, 3 minutes is a very long time in any sports. I think it's probably longer in some other sports, but at least in soccer, it can go by in a blink of an eye, and yet it can also go by on an eon. 3 minutes, almost on the dot left here. This might be one of the I'm not going to say it. 3 minutes is a long time in soccer. I was going to say this might be one of the last chances here by the IUP Hawks. She calls for the ball. Kaylin Thomas fights in, inch by inch, foot by foot, and gets her foot in to make the tackle there. She rotates over to cover her left flank. And again, she's there. Great job by Kaylin Thomas. That is how you defend. Well done. Well done. I just want to cheer from the booth sometimes. I just do. I can feel it in my bones.
You can tell the physicality is picking up here as these teams are so desperate to get on the scoreboard that they know that these referees aren't going to be as ticky-tacky as they have throughout this whole game. They want to see, some opportunities be made. And you can just tell that these girls are getting a little bit more physical here late in the game.
Yeah, the ref wants us to have a good opportunity for our ticket prices here. Oh, here it is. Oh, and Lily Hansen is to clear it out. Not all the way out, though. It's still in, and there it is. Reagan Bromley to finally shut the door, at least on that IUP attack. And again, they recycle, they reset, they march forward again. This is how the final 2 minutes are going to be here. Just helter-skelter stuff. Bella Gilberto perhaps almost won the ball there. Maintains the aggression, doesn't foul, keeps her on her back, slows her down, doesn't foul, and regains possession of the ball, maintains possession of the ball, and controls the ball at her feet. This is some great stuff here by the captain Gilberto.
Yeah, that was a great play there by Bella.
And again, number 31, who is, I think that's Suriano, tries to find the ball up to the flank to Hannah Scarsini. And again, back we go. Lorena Ramos, all the way back from her center back position, tries to find that corner pass that somehow stays in bounds. Venenzia is going to chase it down and force a throw in to the Vulcans with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Make a wish, everyone. 1-1-1. Can they score? May Hackinson gets in a touch, fights it off, shoulder to shoulder. Ref says play on, eyes up the goal, tries to find the pass, almost makes its way through the Bella Gilberto. And again, with 55 seconds left on the clock, this is it. This is helter-skelter time here for the IUP Hawks. Will they or will they not make the playoffs? The next 45 seconds decide. They had 45 minutes to make a decision, and now it's come down to the final 45 seconds. Gilberto gets up first. This is what I mean. It's those finite moments that, oh my goodness gracious, ridiculously late, I think, on that shoulder to shoulder. But they play on. Kaylin Thomas acts as if she wasn't just playing rugby. And again, we move forward. Shout out to the Cal U Rugby men's team for making playoffs, making the championship in their division. And 20 seconds left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any fingernails left, now's the time to chew them, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is when you crown a good performance and you maintain the stalemate. 0-0, launches the ball forward by Myers, goes over the head of Kaylin Thomas, but yet her roommate, Lorena Ramos, is there to clean it up. And again, they maintain possession, work those triangles, and IUP is out of the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the hard work by the Vulcans tonight here at Phillipsburg facility. Andrew Way, any last thoughts?
Very good defensive game here tonight. Like we said earlier, it was nothing too crazy exciting. But each side did see their fair share of opportunities, and it's nice to see Cal come out with not a loss, especially going into this Friday against Mercyhurst.
Well, we will be back here Friday night, I believe at 6:30 or 6 p.m. for another kickoff against the Goliaths, which are Mercyhurst, who have already clinched their spot, but will be fighting for the number 1 seed here in the PSAC West Conference. And again, I thank you, the viewer, for putting up with our technical difficulties here in the first half as we wrapped up another fabulous performance by the Vulcans in white tonight here at the Phillipsburg facility. Thank you, Andrew, for joining me today, and thank you to all the CUTV staff who showed up tonight to keep the show on the ropes and keep it moving.
Well, have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you on Friday.
Indeed. Bye-bye.